Hello and welcome to another video on cross-border payment. So right now on the day one, and following is this ChatGPT roadmap. Okay, so the day one, what I did is just to understand more about the cross-border payment and look at the source, for example, Wise and Stripe, whereas Stripe mentioned that sending and receiving money cross border can be challenging, it can be complex if you don't know how to do that because all the moving part involved, the regulations, requirements that you have to follow, the risk to navigate, and the fees, right? So fees, risk to so challenge, the complexity, regulations, fees, and risk to navigate. So this is the five challenge here when it comes to know about cross-border payment. However, because even though of this challenge, business find out this is important because it allows them to expand to new markets, reach new customers, and diversify its revenue income. So, or its revenue stream. So, from all of this reasoning, okay, uh, for all of these reasons, this is one of the reasons. This is why I learned about cross-border payments, and also Stripe mentioned that if you choose the right strategy plus the payment method, you can is reduce business expense, increase cash flow, as well as accelerate growth. This is something that aligns 100% of what I'm actually doing with my business, right? So, just to recap about that, okay, the challenge involved in the cross-border payments, which is the complexity, the complexity, uh, uh, the complexity. I will summarize this into four. It's the complexity, the challenge, the regulatories, the fees, and risk to navigate. Okay, and despite all of this challenge, business find out this is important because it allows them to reach to new markets, find new customers, or yeah, find new customers and diversify its revenue stream. So with the right payment methods plus the uh, strategies, you can is reduce costs, accelerate growth, and improve cash flow. So okay, so with that, uh, the Stripe 101, the Stripe cross-border payments 101, it explained and dive deep into the type of cross-border payments, something I'm going to focus in today's video, the types of cross-border payment, type of cross-border payments, the benefit of this for business, and the process, right? So the trade-off, so first is the type of cross-border payments is the trade-off as well as the process. So why is described that cross-border payments refer, the transfer of funds between, is the movement of funds between borders, and that this is related not to the merchants and customers locations, but to the business location, okay, meaning is where the business is registered, as well as where the card to pay was issued. Okay, so with this two understanding now from a consumer perspective, okay, so why? So this blog here, this section, the why cross-border blog, from that is described from the consumer perspective, where now Stripe mentioned that is for a business perspective, and it's important to recognize and acknowledge that the in business there are several actors involved, such as government, business, and consumers. Okay, so with that understanding of the Stripe cross-border payment from the business perspective, as well as the wise cross-border payment from the consumer. Okay, now it is time to look at the different types involved. Okay, so from the Stripe, so it mentioned that type of cross-border payment. It is like wire transfers like that, an electronic transfer fund between different banks like this, an electronic transfer fund between different banks or financial institutions. And I just want to know more about financial institution. What are the definition of financial institution? And according to Investopedia, so they exist to provide a wide variety of the deposits, lending, and investment product for consumers and business, or both. Okay, so give me your source, give me your resource, because I will hold that for you, and I will have a huge infrastructure to do that. Okay, as a bank or as a financial institution. Okay, give me that deposits, uh, and I can save your value here, which are safe with me, as well as the lending, right? I can provide you a series of loans, for example, lending, and also can provide you some investment product, not only for customers but also for business, or both. So this distinction of the financial institution is very, very interesting, because after all, what you're doing as a consumer or as a business is to rely on this bank or financial institutions to deposit, to hold your value, or that they allow you, or they can give you some loans, or provide you with some investment products. But after all, is the trust in this institution and the bank that is what you're gonna do, right? As a consumer or as a business. So while some financial institutions focus on providing service and account for the general public, which is this, and account for the general public, others are more likely to serve only certain consumer with more specialized service. Makes sense. So while some financial institutions focus on providing service and account for the service and account for the general public, which is the vast majority of banks you can find, okay, there are others that are more likely to serve certain consumers with more specialized service. So the type of financial institutions range from banks and credit unions, something that I'm quite familiar with, okay, to investing banks or to investment banks, such as JP Morgan, okay, such as JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley. So okay, Morgan Stanley. hmm Morgan Stanley is an American multinational investing bank and financial service company headquartered in 1584 Broadway in Midtown Manhattan. One of these uh, uh, capitalist center. Something that I'm going to describe using is the Ray Dalio, uh, uh, changing world order. Okay, the changing world order, like this. So is in this
Ahead
video
will be
that he described, for example, is uh, how
the
most of
rise.
those
Successful
nations
New World
rise. Okay, no, thanks. This and this is especially. I think I cannot show too much of this because I will receive is a penalty from that. But again, the whole point of this
inventiveness
is
and
to
technology
see what
development,
makes the
competitiveness in
Empire
global
streak,
markets,
okay,
economic
which is
output, share of
at
world
this point
trade, military strength, the power of their
financial centers, okay. That's one of the reasons why this is a financial center, a financial headquarters. That's a very interesting video from Ray Dalio that explains in his book the changing world order and how from by looking at different civilizations across history over the past 500 years, he were able to see the patterns of the rise, the peak, and the decline. So with that, okay. So Morgan Stanley is one of these investing banks. Okay, at one of the type of financial institutions. You have bank or credit union to financial or to investing banks. Okay, but what it does at the end of the day, this financial institution is to promise that they will hold your money. They got promise here, hold your money, provide you loans when you need for your business, and also some investment products. So again, this is a promise here. That is a promise. Okay. So so Morgan Stanley is one of these investing banks, one of the type of financial institution from the investing banks. So investing bank, you have JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, okay, Citigroup, okay. Citigroup's an American multinational investing bank, and because they have become this multinational, they have imposed the way of mind, the way of thinking, as well as they have to develop new accounting practice, okay, especially such as the international financial reporting system, okay, like this, which is a way to it's a way for accountants or CPA, certified public accountant, CPA, to make financial statement consistent, transparent, allegedly, and easily shareable across the world. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Especially it start with the the birth of this multinational corporations. So so yeah, this is Citigroup. Okay, Citigroup. When this was founded, uh, okay, Citibank of New York, founded in 1812. First National Bank of New York, founded in 1863, and the Travelers Company, founded in 1853. And this is just, it is predecessors. Okay, and all of them fund together to create this new one. Founders: George Fisher Baker, James G. Balterson, the Travelers Company, and Samuel Osman Good. Holy hell. George Fisher Baker. Interesting. And and at his death was estimated to be the third richest man in the United States after Henry Ford and John D. Rockefeller. Jesus. Samuel Osgood. Early life. Young Osgood came to Massachusetts from Andover. It's a town in English county of Hampshire, in England, 1680. What the hell? This was founded what? What the fuck? This is a bank founded. Holy fuck! Samuel Osgood. This is a bank founded in 1812. Jesus, 1812. Damn. Damn, son. My God. Relative Vanderbilt family. Education Harvard University. Postmaster General New York career. Personal life. Who married Bailey Loring and had a son, George B. Loring. So holy fuck. 1812. Wait, what? He found that bank a year later after his death? What the hell? He found that bank a year later after his death? A year before after his exactly a year before his death. Okay. Holy fudge. Anyway, so yeah, so Citigroup. Damn son. 1812. You gotta be kidding me, man. So Morgan Stanley founded the original Morgan Stanley in 1935. Interesting. In 2020, it was one of the largest security service providers, having over 26.3 trillion in assets under custody. In February 2021, CEO Michael Corbat was replaced by Jane Fraser. He's a British-American banking executive who is the chief executive officer of Citigroup, a position she held since March 2021. Damn, so who became the first female CEO of a Big Four bank. This is truly empowerment. This is truly empowerment. City Private Bank. Beware with the proud. Anyway, James Fraser. Damn, son. You want to talk about real empowerment? Jesus. You want to talk about real empower? Citigroup, which is one of the big four banks. Jesus fucking Christ. Citigroup, which is one of the big four banks, is now direct by a woman called Jane Fraser. She worked at McKinsey and Company for 10 years, rising to partner prior to joining Citigroup in 2004. In 2019, she was named president of Citigroup and CEO of its consumer banking division. In September 2020, Citigroup announced that she will replace Michael Corbat as CEO, describing him as a jack of all trades. As a responsible gun owner. Okay. He serves the Citibank Group Board of Directors. Issues address gender pay gap. And Brick and Clicks, which Fortune magazine is great. Okay. With a Bachelor of Arts, with a Bachelor of Art degree in economics, an offensive guard for the school football team. Jesus. Oh my God. Okay. Holy moly. So yeah. So you get from the Jesus. This is really the NBA players in the finance. The finance NBA players, man. Okay. So yeah. So talking about this financial institution, okay, that they exist uh, to provide a variety of sorry. So they exist to provide a variety of deposit, lending, and investing products. Okay, uh, whether it's individuals, business, or both. Okay, and there are several types of financial institutions, from banks to credit unions to investment banks such as JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, which is was founded. One of the founder is uh, it was from 1812. Okay, so 1812 he found that, which is pretty fucked up and awesome. Okay, uh, so yeah, so JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, something that I'm quite familiar with. So Bank of America here. Here from Wikipedia. Bank of America, when this was founded. Holy shit. Philip Boston. As its predecessor, the Massachusetts Bank, through the merge with the Fleet Boston. Jesus fucking holy moly. Number of locations 3,900 retail financial centers and approximately 16,000 ATMs. Jesus. Worldwide, Brian Monian, any finance? Okay, Covice. And this is Covice. Asset management, banking, community. But when this was founded, according to this, is Jesus, holy fudge. 1784. 1784. When 1779. Jesus, what the hell? This is the year when the United States exactly independent. What the hell? And only 5 years later, okay, it was found this bank that fusion with other banks. Holy fudge! Jesus, Jesus. Italian immigrants who faced service discrimination. Originally headquartered in San Francisco, California, Gianni acquired Bank of America Deutsche Bank d'Italia, Bank of America and Italy in 1922. The passage of landmark federal banking legislation facilitated a rapid growth in the 1950s, quickly establishing a prominent market share after suffering a significant loss after the 1998 Russian bond default. Russian bond default. Bank America is, as it was known, was acquired by the Charlotte-based National Banks for US 62 billion, following what was then the largest bank acquisition in history. Jesus fucking Christ. So in any case, this kind of banks, that's one of the reasons they are too big to fall. It's like, first, they have centuries of operation. And with that is experience that they have learned along the way. Experience that they have learned along the way. So, do you really think that most people will fail, or any particular government wouldn't bail all of this bank? Of course, they will bail because they know how to control these entire financial systems. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, so what I can do, you as an individual, as a person, is, well, you know what? Uh, Improve yourself. Learn more about this. Try to understand the reason why all of this bank exists, the concept of finance, also the social science of economics, and combine that with more philosophical and also practical stuff. So yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, motherfucker. Okay, so so this video was to just look about the, oh my god, the type of cross-border payments here, okay, and describe that one of them is wire, an electronic transfer fund between banks and financial institutions. When to understand a little bit more about the financial institution, is institution that they exist to provide a variety of lending, deposit, or investing products, whether it's individuals, business, or both. So there are types of financial institutions such as banks, central banks, to credit and credit unions, to investment banks such as JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Credit Suisse, and Deutsche Bank. Okay, so this is investment banks. And when it comes to brokerage firms, you have Interactive Brokers, Fidelity, Webull, Merrill, TD Ameritrade, and Robinhood recently. To mortgage lenders. So Bank of America, PennyMac, NBCK, and this. So that'll be for today's video. So take care. Bye bye.